I want to welcome everybody to the first of 5 presentations for this camp. I hope you all have a blessed time together. Those who are here in person and those who join us online. Let's open with a word of prayer. Holy God, we thank you that you are with us and that, more importantly, we can be with you. We ask that you would find our worship, our behavior, our thoughts and our actions in agreement with you, with your will and what you desire for us. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. It's been a very busy year for all of us, especially with respect to the development of the message. I hope everybody has had an opportunity to have watched at least all the presentations that were done at ICM. And if not all of the ones that were done earlier in South Africa, at least most of them, the important ones. What I want us to see is a chain that's linked presentation to presentation, at least over this year. We all know that we had 5 presenters who were explaining their understanding of the Sunday law waymark. I'm not suggesting that that work is complete. There is still further explanation that needs to be given. But what has changed as of ICM is, we could say they're the same thing, but I'll just say 2 things. Some of those 5 teachers have chosen not to teach any longer. I'll explain what that means in a minute. But more importantly, they've all come to a common understanding of the Sunday law waymark. Having come to an agreement, you might ask what more needs to be spoken of and discussed. As a minimum, some of the methodology that's been used and a re-explanation, which will mean a further development of the waymark that we call the Sunday law, needs to be given. Too many members still don't have a good grasp of how to prove that July 18 was the Sunday law. We, collectively, 5 speakers, are aware of that, and those who are going to continue to teach, when I say continue to teach, I mean that subject in particular. It's my hope that they will continue to develop and explain so that you have a clearer understanding of how we've arrived at the date. Does anybody have any questions? Put your hands up if you do. Shemaine?
En English, huh? Who are the two teachers who decide to not teach anymore?
At the moment, and I'm not saying it's permanent, it's Aaron and Eleanor. They're stepping back, at least for the present.
Do you know why?
I don't think there's any deep underlying reason. They just have made the decision not to continue for the time being. It's a personal decision, not a theological one.
What need to be explained more about the dates?
I'll say ours. It's our collective opinion that too many members, if they were asked to come to the front and teach the subject, they wouldn't be able to do it. Simply stated, I don't think people have a good working understanding of why July is the Sunday law. There are a number of reasons. Everybody's different. Some people don't believe that the methodology that's being used is even correct. So that would be one example. That's probably the underlying one. People don't feel comfortable with the methodology. No more questions? Just keep the mic. You, there's 2 people still, but if you're going to speak, just carry on.
Okay, last one. Dernière question. So, what else should be? What other topic regarding the Sunday law we have to understand or to prove by methodology?
I have to check my notes for maybe a fuller list, but one that at least the five of them know, and I know, and some of you do, is the date 272-273. Its connection to Quintus Fabius Maximus Gurgis, where that person is placed in history and its application at the end of the world. That's one. There are others, but I can't remember them. I think Monica was first, then Arian. Oh, it was just for Monica.
Those who continue to teach, will it be done in a systematic fashion as before? Or what will it look like?
Or
what
what?
will it look like?
Will it be systematic or not? Are you happy with how it was done before? Was that systematic enough? It will be done systematically, but it won't be, the frequency will be much lower. Does that help? Yep. They were teaching sometimes twice, 3 times a week. They won't continue at that rate. Some people taught twice, sometimes 3 times a week. Individuals did. It won't be at that frequency.
Will they teach for the movement or for the groups again?
Follow the same format as before. They will go to a local fellowship and teach at that local fellowship. So it will take some time to go around everywhere. More questions? I'm surprised. Such a big issue. No questions.
Is the idea of it going round like it did last time? Is the idea of going around to ministries or groups like last time? Is that so? Because it's going to take, sorry, it's going to take a long time. So is that so people can ask questions? I asked that because if it was just recordings done in their own home, then they could be uploaded. Everyone could learn quicker, watch quicker. That's just a question.
If someone has an informed opinion, not merely an opinion, not merely an opinion, please share it with us. But I don't think if I just take the word quicker out of what Natalie just said, I don't think there'll be much learning at all doing it a different way, let alone quicker. If you disagree, feel free to explain why.
Can I ask your reasoning for that so I can understand, please?
You've had 8 months of this. All you need to do, all you need to do is watch 8 months of Elder Terry's and Curtis's studies, which you all should have done anyway, and they won't need to present any more at all because they're not going to be presenting anything new. So if they haven't already succeeded in educating you, then you know either they didn't do a good job or being properly informed and understanding the message is a bit harder than you might think. Did that answer your question? Elder Terry standing up and doing 2-hour presentation won't inform you because she's already done dozens of hours of that.
So what's the difference? Is it on? Yeah. What's the difference now? Sorry.
The difference between just presenting to a camera and teaching, however big your fellowship is, live, they seem very different formats to me. And I think collectively we believe the latter is the better option. I don't know who disagrees, if anybody disagrees with that. Did I answer your question on? Yeah. Elder Terry could just do a recap of what she's already done. If you agree it seems pointless, then I'm not sure what you're asking. Because it won't be quicker, it'll be pointless.
Yes, I agree. But what's the difference? What is it going to be teaching something different or breaking it down, or because we can just go and watch them again, like you said.
Sure, if you fully understand what's been taught, if you could repeat it in whatever capacity you have, then you don't have to, there's nothing more to learn. But most people aren't able to do that, I suspect. Rose.
Mine is not a question, but a contribution. So when you started, you were mentioning that there are some points that still need to be polished, like methodology, how to prove something, like how to prove July 18 is the Sunday law. So, so I think a face-to-face teaching sometimes is better because someone can highlight where they're having difficulties and the presenter can address them. Sometimes getting feedback from a presenter, if you're privileged to have their phone number or something, you can send them messages, but it's different. So I just wanted to say that I think the face-to-face recaps are better because when the purpose now is to make sure that we're all understanding, or you're meeting an individual person's needs in understanding. Yeah, more like person-centered care. I don't know.
Just want to clarify something. You chose to use the word polished. I don't think I used that word. I don't think the explanations need improving. I think people need persuading. So it's not a throwaway statement to say you can take any object, find out what the meaning of that object's name is, and put it into your prophetic model. Few people seem to believe you can do that. So the persuasion on that topic isn't to give them 5 examples of it, because they missed the point. Point is we're able to do that doesn't mean we do it. That's just an example of things that need to be explained. Okay? So,
So if I understand, it's not a further development of the message. En français, si je comprends, ce n'est pas un développement, un plus grand développement du message, but it is an explanation of the existing message. Mais c'est une explication du message existant. And they will go ministry to ministry by Zoom to explain the methodology. Is it correct? Is it what?
yes, that's
yes?
what I've said.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sure there will be development of the message. It won't remain static, of course. But that's not the purpose. It's not to develop the message.
Okay, so because what's happened during the last 8 months, Curtis and Elder Terry, they develop the message week after week. So it semaine après semaine. So that means that the message keep developing, but we didn't really understand how the previous one, you know. So that's why I'm asking how they will do this time. Is it? Ouais. Le message, en fin de compte, il va se développer ou pas, et c'est pour ça que je demande comment ils vont faire cette fois.
I
They will go
guess we'll
each.
see. I understand everything you said. I guess we'll see when they speak the details of it. We will see the details of it when they actually begin to execute this program.
Okay, donc on va voir les détails de cela quand ils vont commencer à le mettre en place.
Any more questions? Do people actually have questions about the Sunday law message, how it's proved, things that don't understand?
Est-ce que les personnes ont des questions sur le message de la loi du
I'm not asking you to ask them now. I'm just seeing. Only one person out of 40 put their hand up, by the way. It's gone up now after I poked you a bit. Go on then, Curtis. I'll answer your question. That was a joke. No, that was a joke. No, you don't have to ask your questions now.
I'd like to ask.
Ask.
I was just wondering, what about your studies that you've been doing, like the adultery one and the ones? Sorry. Don't answer that. Will Elder Terry and Curtis be involved in those studies for us? Or will you be doing that with your own studies?
So one of the things about my style, if you want to call it that, is that everybody just does what they want to do. Don't control people. They don't tell me what to do. I don't tell them what to do. The only time people were told what to do was at ICM. Where it was very prescriptive of what teachers were allowed to teach. But outside of that, people can do what they want. If there's anything that anybody hears that's useful, you should incorporate it into your understanding in your studies. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Partly, I was just wondering if you were going to recap on those studies of yours. Was Elder Paminda recap on the studies, the two studies I mentioned?
Two studies?
I suppose you might say one, the adultery one in South Africa, I think. And then what you've done with Revelation 17.
I suspect I'm going to speak about both those subjects ongoing. For as long as they interest me. Then I'll go on to something else. Like something dangerous. Tamina.
When does the initiative start?
They need a bit of a break, so perhaps in the new year, perhaps late December. We haven't organised a timetable yet.
Will you give us heads up? Will you give us a heads up when the time is coming when we start the presentations?
Will I tell everybody when we're going to begin? Yes.
Because I'm saying we're already planning the first quarter for next year in the calendar and to make space.
You're already planning the next quarter. You change your program, or you don't invite them until the second quarter. and your members lose out. There's no way to resolve that issue, really. Most ministries should have already done Q1 roster already. So there's nothing different to what we would normally do, is there? I don't think.
Planning ahead, you don't do double work.
Sorry, you'll have to do double work. Mark.
What I liked at the ICM was the opportunity to ask questions, and that there was a question and answer session and stuff like that. Is that
No, he hadn't. Will there be an opportunity? He hasn't finished.
will there also be giving opportunity to ask questions, and how are they being directed to the right persons?
So the problem is, or the thing is, that every teacher is different, and I didn't think it was my place to tell those 5 speakers how to run their studies. So if you sign them up for your ministry and you're a member, it would be good for you to tell your local leader that when they come, you want a Q&A with them. To ensure that it happens, because some won't do it. Some really feel comfortable and some don't. And I'm completely sympathetic to you, because I prefer that format. But some teachers feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I totally understand. But as you were telling that, for now, everything that is presented, that there will not be much more new if you would, for example, put Curtis in front and let him talk.
All of them are listening.
I was not finished with my question.
I sorry. Go ahead.
Then I think that it would be very good to apply on or answer questions that are living.
It would be good if
Oh, but it's not loud enough.
members could ask questions. It's not your fault. Sometimes that mic doesn't work as well as mine. It's not you.
Okay, it's very good. Just tell me what to do. So you did not understand what I said? Okay. So just by asking questions, I think it will help the movement to carry on in their understanding.
We're all aware of that, which is why we agreed that we would use this format of going to the fellowships. When all 5 taught at your fellowship, I don't know if they all had Q&As.
Oh yes, yes
They did?
they definitely did, because
Nothing will change then.
they asked us, do you have any questions? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All good? Any other questions? Okay. So we've done a review of the Sunday law message. I think some of you already know. ICM next year is going to be held around the same time in October. It's the third week. And it's going to be this time organized by Deb Ministry from the Netherlands. And the information will be sent out relatively soon. So just announcing that because the information's already been shared with the movement, but you may not have heard it yet, or some of you. Any questions on that? If anybody was hearing the movement in 16, I think it was, it's at the same venue. So in the remaining time we have together, just want to refresh our memory. So this will be revision on the subject of adultery. Who hasn't watched South Africa? Who hasn't watched the last two presentations that I did on... I did 13 presentations, and I think it's... I'll give you the numbers. It's 11 and 12. With respect to Zoom, I don't know how it was filed, but it's number 11 and 12 of mine. Did I do and 13? Oh, I did 3. 11, 12 and 13. So it's a revision of what was discussed there. And for those of you who watched the presentations, you'll be aware of the many different views of what constitutes adultery that people had. And those studies that were done in South Africa, people didn't understand why the subject was being taught, because it seemed to be a sudden diversion from the topic that I was discussing, which was essentially Revelation 17. And at ICM, 2 weeks later, I think, 2 weeks later, that the subject of adultery was incorporated into the Sunday law message. So does anybody have any questions up to that point? Okay, so I'll ask. Okay, somebody. You can ask
Can,
questions, so it doesn't have to
can,
just be Shemaine.
can you, alors,
Can you multitask?
okay. Can you review in the two definition of adultery, emotional and I don't know what else, physical? Yeah,
No, not yet.
not yet. So second question. Deuxième question. Are you able to make the link with adultery and Revelation 17? Just to refresh our mind.
Can you?
I think it's with,
You can.
I don't know, I think it's fornication.
Asking you to do it, I'm asking, can you do it?
I'm not sure. I have an idea, but after I don't know if it's correct or not.
Arian?
Can you give a description of how of the process of going from your studies about adultery to how they were incorporated into the Sunday law message? So not about the truth, but more about how, what was the connection between the two? How did that process? How did that develop?
Any more questions? Pre-ICM, there were people who were teaching the Sunday law was July 18. We all agree with that. Yeah? And what was their model? You can call it the model, the parable, their methodology, their argument, the thesis. What were they doing to show that it's July 18? Do you want to have a go, Yuta? 1 second. So, pre-ICM, did you want to say anything, Trudy?
Quintus Fabius Maximus Goethes.
Okay. Anything else? So I'm going to call that. Do you have your hand up, Gloria? I'm going to call that number 1. So this is. I'll call it a proof. Proof number 1 that it's July 18 is Quintus Fabius Maximus Gurgis. Was there another one?
How about the purging of the Republican Party from 2014?
The purging of the Republican Party. And how does that get to July?
The 10 years from 2014 to 2024.
So we go from 2014, 2024, so 2014 is what?
Sunday law,
Oh, you called it something else a minute ago.
purging of the Republican Party. The beginning of the purging.
Which one is it? Sunday law or purging?
The purging. Both.
Both.
Yes.
And you're going to just say that 10 years
Yes.
is going to be an alpha and omega.
Yes.
That's it. And it begins when?
2014 to July 18, 2024.
Tell me when it began.
I don't have a date when it started.
How can you have a date when it ended? How do you know the purging was complete on July 18th?
I think it's still going on at the moment.
I'm not being funny, but it's not 10 years, is it? Okay. Any other models? Who's that? Oh, Pascal? Is this okay? And I'll know where to put it. You carry on.
Fall and rise of nations.
Fall and rise of nations. So, how does that get to July?
Because I don't want to speak.
You volunteered. I didn't force you.
We understand how the cycle of the. I don't want to speak, Parminder. Sorry.
It's fine. You hand it to someone else if you finished. I'm going to put rise and fall in parentheses as well. So we've already got Quintus Fabius Maximus Gurgis, and no, we had no other arguments before. Sophie. Oh, who where were you going? Sorry. You were just Sophie. Okay, Sophie. Please.
It seems to me that we use the threefold union
Threefold union.
on July 18.
And what's that?
Okay, I just try to remember with Protestantism, with I don't remember the name, but we have Protestantism. With Donald Trump, we have what the name of the movement? Yes, Barstool. And the third one, see, with J.D. Vance, and it's yes, say it because
Barstool what?
Barstool and
It's like a swear word.
I will not say it correctly.
And?
I'm assuming it was integralist.
I don't even know what that means, but
They're a Catholic
Catholics. I'm going to see what you want to put Catholic.
integralists are. Yeah.
You want to put Catholic here? Or not? You want to put Catholic here? Is that what you...
Yes.
So I don't know what that means, but I'll put Catholics then.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And that for you is the proof for July 18?
Because on that date we saw these three together, and they are linked with the theme of the Sunday law.
Okay? Just put your hands up if that's a proof for you. Besides Sophie and Natalie. Oh. Go on public record.
It's Natalie here. I do not believe that this is a proof. Thank you.
Any others? Yeah.
I made some notes in a recent study. It's Mark here. And there's a 10-year period before 1989. You see 1979 until 1989, 10-year period. This scene before the fall of the King of the South. And as well, we can see a 10-year period from 2014 to 2024. A 10-year period before the fall of the King of the North, but it is not. It doesn't give you the date July 18th. Was and also the agricultural model gives some information about the year 2024, but not July 18. And you're specifically now looking for July 18. Okay.
Number two? You going for number two?
In connection with the purging of the Republican Party.
Where's that?
2014 to 2024.
Oh, yeah. Before you carry on, will this rise to the level of a number 2? Go for it.
The Republican Party stood as, we understood that it stood as a gatekeeper. And it was supposed to basically guard against the King of the North rising, or the Seventh Kingdom, if I can say, sorry. It was going to guard against extremism rising. To control the government of the United States. And the movement that we mark arising in 2014 ends up not having anything standing in its way on July 18, 2024. Basically, by the rise of, by the Republican Party choosing Donald Trump, it was a marker that there was nothing that could stand in the way of them taking power.
Who's them?
The Trump movement.
Did everybody understand what she said? Put your hands up if you didn't understand what she said. I'm not asking if you disagree, just to understand. So lots of people didn't understand what you're saying. So try to give it sort of simply.
Okay, the Republican Party there was a movement within the Republican Party.
Can I help you a little bit? Forget the Republican Party. Go somewhere else. Not 2014.
Before? (2008).
Someone shout out the year.
You mean the Tea Party movement?
Someone shout out loud. No. No, no.
12.
No. 19. We'll go with 19. 1930. Something. We'll go to Germany.
Okay.
Does that help?
Hitler?
Yes.
Oh. 1939?
See, the problem is, if you're going to get what's in parenthesis now and take it to the level of a proof, you need a bit more than 2014 to 24. It's nice, but it's not sufficient. So you need to go to a different model, a different story, and bring it into your history line upon line. Just like Quintus was done.
The history is a bit hazy for me, so I can't say it right now.
Forget the details.
Okay.
We're in Germany. And who is Hitler going to become in our world?
The 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 ruler of Germany,
No, it's in our world.
the king
German.
king of the
He's not going to become. He's already going to be the king of the north in his world.
pointing to the king of the south.
To me, you got your hand up. Are you going to help, or you have a question? Okay, well, I want some help. I don't want to do it, and I'm trying to avoid getting Curtis to do it. Okay. Oh.
No, I'm
Oh.
checking what like.
The whole movement knows that now. Curtis, help us succinctly. Proof number 2. We had 2 proofs. They were independent of one another.
1933, Hitler's going to rise to power. In our world, we want to understand the rise of Trump. Is that the answer? And so, in tracking Hitler's rise, there was an obstacle in Hitler's way before he could access power, and that was a political party, the Conservative Party, because that's where he found a home.
That's where he found a home.
So when we come to our history and we talk about the purging of the Republican Party, in my mind, it has to be tied to a specific story of what that purging is meant to accomplish. So the obstacle for Trump in our world is the party that stands in his way. And in both stories, when that party is dealt with and gives Hitler or Trump the endorsement, we're talking about the role of gatekeepers.
Okay.
In protecting power.
So the second proof that we had, this is pre-ICM. So if you don't have a recollection of that, we apologize. Or you apologize. Someone apologize. But it was alive and well in the movement. It was alive and well in the movement. It was understood in the movement. So if you go back to World War II, you have a complete story which we understand historically and we understand portions of prophetically. Everybody understand the difference? We know the history of World War II. Everybody does. 2010, 11, 12. This movement already knows that Germany is the king of the north. That's already in our prophetic understanding. Depending on, if you just take 2010, another 8 years before that model's going to be perfected. That's, on the Eastern Front, the Western Front, Soviet Union, all of that gets straightened out 2018, 19. So we all understand that. Then all you need to do is to look at the rise of the King of the North in that history. And once you see something there that resembles what's happening today, 2023, we'll go with, or you can use the 10 years that's on the board, you see a similarity of what? Of the rise of the King of the North. And then all you need to do is look at the history. You see elements of that now. So that's number 2 is the rise of Hitler, King of the North. And what's important to see in that history was the political rise, not the military rise. And how this person took hold of Germany out of thin air. Magically. And it's not easy to see that. Without, after you've seen it, it's obvious, but beforehand, it's really difficult to see. You've got a political party and an individual. The same events today, which people call the purging of the Republican Party, which is in parenthesis. So it took a bit of explaining, further explanation that Charity gave us to make it number 2. So I hope we're all okay now. There was a problem in our movement. Everybody, what is Quintus Fabius Maximum Gurgis? What's that got to do with July 18? Simply. Got lots of, someone put their hand up. Okay, so who's going to put their hand up? Okay, Raquel? What's number 1 got to do with July?
The name Quintilis means July. In
That's enough. So, number 1, the answer is 5. Anything more? And put your hands up if you've got any more besides 5. There's various ways to do it, but it's 5. Someone has some more?
Fabio's the election.
How do you know it's that election? Not another election.
Because you connected with Quintus.
I didn't even hear what you said, sorry.
Because you connected to Quintus.
So it's number 5. No?
What's the question from you?
Proof number 1. How do you link that to July? Not to some other event. That's the question. And voting won't do it. Agree? We all okay? 5. Number 2. What's the punchline for that? I got gatekeepers. Everybody hopefully understands what that answer means. The people who are supposed to be guarding don't do their job. They get killed. Are we okay with that? So, none of that was new, yet people disagreed. So why were people disagreeing with those proofs? They're the only 2 proofs we had. If you were one of the ones that disagreed, put your hand up and tell me why. Why did you disagree? When we've got 2 answers, maybe not. Did anybody disagree? Put your hand up and tell me why you disagreed. Why wasn't 5 good enough? Why wasn't the gatekeeper good enough?
Now, at this moment, it is the first time I heard about the second point.
I knew you were going to say
But
that.
I don't take this as a proof that it's July 18 because it doesn't say anything about it.
Okay, so number 5, July, you okay with that one?
Yes.
So if I said the death of the Republican Party as we know it happened in July, would you agree with that fact? That statement, if you don't want to call it a fact.
I agree.
So you agreed that the Republican Party died in July,
Yes.
and you agree that there was an election in July
Yes.
with the Republican Party.
Yes.
So you're okay with 1 and 2, so I put ticks there. You agree that something happened to the Republican Party in July?
Yes.
You say yes twice. I can replay the video. Why are you looking surprised?
I'm looking surprised because the second one didn't sound as a proof to me, but now somehow it can be a proof.
In July, did the Republican Party die?
Yes.
So I put a tick.
So the second point proves July.
The second thing happened in July.
The
And the
rise of Hitler was not in July, it was in January.
Sure. But this is an alpha and omega. This is what you did down here. What's the date for November for 1989? It's not July.
No.
So the
But
month.
I said it's not a proof for July 18. I said it.
Sure. So when you do something like what you did here, take one history and overlay it on another one. You don't have to line up the dates. You just line up the events. So for instance, we'd put King of the South, King of the South. We'd say the gatekeepers and the gatekeepers. You can do that. And the fact that the gatekeepers fell in January in the history.
The bottom one is the King of the North.
Sure. Oh. Forget that. But the point is, the months don't have to line up.
Okay.
It's the event that we're marking.
All right. Then I'm okay.
Okay. So we're okay with ticks. And we're out of time. We're out of time. You can ask me later on this evening, or we'll pick it up tomorrow. Just want to recap. We're looking at the subject of adultery in relation to the studies that were done in South Africa and ICM. As an introduction to the subject, I wanted to ask, I did, pre-ICM, what were the proofs that it was July 18? We have two proofs. One was Quintus, and the other one I'm just going to call Hitler. And both of them relate in some shape or form to the Republican Party, to the RNC or the Republican Convention, which happened in July. And I'll say simply the vote happened on the 18th, hence you get July 18. And what you pick up as the key point is the number 5 and gatekeepers. That's as far as we've got. And people gave different answers, which are all good, but I don't think they rise to the level of proof. They are lacking some element. So what I want to do in the next study is make sure we're happy with what's on the board there. And then discuss the relevance or the importance of adultery and what it did to help us. Let's pray. Holy God, we do thank you that you're more than willing to patiently wait for us to catch up with you. May each of us learn this lesson of patience, of fortitude, and humility, so that we would not judge others who don't think or calculate as fast as us. Thank you that you're bringing the movement together. In Jesus' name, amen.